knew that they were horrible, and I knew that they could destroy lots of things, but I didn't know that I was ever going to be in one.
I just very casually left, you know, not knowing it would be the last time I'd walk out of that building or see some of those people.
I remember crossing the top of that hill and looking at the theater and thinking none of them could have survived that because it was just completely destroyed.
The last show we did was I Remember Mama, and I was Mama in that play, and we were a family.
We had just finished up our last performance of this particular run, so we're getting ready to strike the set. We came out to do our curtain call. The tornado sirens were going off, and you know, in Southwest Missouri, you know, big deal. There's a tornado siren. We hear that every other weekend almost. You know, it seems like. So the tornado siren stopped. We went downstairs, got out of our costumes. A lot of people were carrying things out to their cars, and the skies looked. I've never seen skies that looked like this.
It was getting dark outside and the trees were waving harder than usual.
I've never seen clouds so black, and what I didn't know was that I was actually seeing the tornado coming toward us.
I saw Wendy and she was yelling, "Everyone get downstairs, get downstairs."
There's about 15 or 16 of us upstairs. We all rushed for the stairwell.
Just a traffic jam of people right down there in the corner by the step.
The power went out and my ears started popping.
I heard two big metal doors downstairs fly open and everyone started screaming.
They were like trying to push the doors closed, but it was just too strong a wind.
I got downstairs and I saw Caleb holding the doors closed, and I saw him fly open.
I flew out the door and I was hanging on to two metal bars that are on the door. I was about 1.5 feet off of the ground.
When they say it sounds like a freight train, it sounds more like 3 freight trains.
When they said hit the deck, I went right down in between rows A and B on the floor, and he threw himself on top of me.
It was the strongest physical force I'd ever felt.
Debris was flying everywhere. Rocks, mud, dirt.
And I remember flipping over a couch, and as I went over it, it flew out from under me.
There was wood flying everywhere, there was dirt flying in our faces and in our teeth.
There was just this knowledge that we weren't going to live through this. I mean, it was a tornado.
I was thinking, it's a tornado on us. I'm going to be sucked up here in a second.
I can hear everyone screaming and crying, and I heard everyone praying.
You heard the roof start to tear apart, come off. The building just got sucked away or disintegrated in chunks.
And when the roof came off of the building, I started to float up in the air.
I saw a car in the air.
And I looked up and it was like a disaster movie. My brain didn't want to agree that I was in it.
The worst thing I've ever gone through in my life.
When the whole thing was over, I just remember looking up and seeing nothing but gray sky. The building was gone.
We started coming out from under the debris and finding each other.
I started uncovering a lot of just people that I could see and hear, and everyone, it's just the freakiest thing because you stand up and you're thinking, my family in here, they're hurt, they're in pain, and they're screaming, and you just can't hear where they're coming from.
I was buried and my sister was in front of me, so she was talking to me and I was panicking.
Most of us were bloody and cut up and bruised.
Looked out across where the stage used to be, and there was just this rubble and debris everywhere.
My car was parked downstairs at the theater and it was actually on top of the building.
1 minute you're inside a building that's made of stone wall and water, and the next moment it's gone. I mean, within a matter of, I don't know, a minute maybe.
And just this devastation all around, and it's just like, I just can't believe this really happened.
It was quite an evening, not knowing whether or not we had a home to go to.
People have asked me, what were you doing when the tornado hit? And the most honest answer I can give to that question is I was holding on to hope and I was crying out to God.
I am Rebecca Roberts with the Joy Drama Group in Decatur, Texas, and I am asking you to help right now. Would you be willing to donate at least $100 for resources, assistance, and the encouragement they will need to rebuild their ministry and help them personally, the Stained Glass Theatre Joplin are as close as any family. Their heart's desire is to come back together and continue their work in their ministry.